listeners out there, you may be surprised to see this. It's a different, not the normal sight. We are actually, there's a situation, and so we're beginning. Sarah and I have a very special guest today, and she is the foremost expert on crystals in Northern America, and she lives in what is essentially a crystal mountain somewhere on the border of Montana and Idaho. Sarah and I have taken a road trip to be in separate cars. We have not found. Her name is Deborah. We have not found her.
My name is Deborah. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Deborah. I am
so. My name is Deborah.
Many apologies. We are. I'm a little discombobulated. We have not found our way to our meeting spot, so we are coming to you. I'm in my own location, which is somewhere in the mountains. Sarah, you seem to be in a much larger space.
It's wonderful.
Yes, but our wires have been crossed or what have you. We have not found. Wow, Deborah, your place looks lovely and so serene.
Thank you, and welcome. I want to welcome you to my sacred space.
Oh, thank you. So honored and thrilled to be here, to be invited. Sarah, you know it is such an honor to be invited.
It is an honor to be invited. Even if we never see you in person, I feel honored to be in this cave, and if I could request to stay forever, I would, but I know I can't make a request like that.
In fact, Deborah, you had mentioned that it wasn't even you that did the inviting, but it was the mountain? Explain that.
It's the mountain that does the inviting. I did tell the mountain I wanted you to come, but it really is the mountain that invited you and let you in.
That is wonderful. Although it was your assistant Todd that sent the email.
Well, Todd does help.
Wonderful.
Yes. What would the mountain's name be? Would it also be Todd?
No, Todd is just a man. The mountain is majestic.
Oh, I love that name.
Mm-hmm. And as you can tell, since you've been in the mountain, sounds like maybe hours, that it has this healing and wonderful energy that just envelops you and makes you feel welcome and smarter.
I absolutely feel that, Sarah, don't you?
I feel very welcome, and I found some wonderful snacks within my little area that I'm in. There's this sort of chalky sort of dip kind of thing that I've been eating that's coming off the crystals, that's keeping my protein up, which is good, I think.
Well, it does sound like that's going to bring you sustenance, but please don't be alarmed if things start moving.
Oh.
And seeming very on fire and like lightning. Just accept it, welcome it.
Wow. Okay, this cave is more than the price of admission, I will say that.
Yes, it was quite a price. I have to say, I didn't expect there to be a ticket booth, but $75. I would think we would at least end up in the same locale. But it
was only $2, and it was pay as you can.
Did you go Montana side or Idaho side?
Idaho, I don't know. I think I came from, is there a California side too? So my map, when I do maps, I reverse them to see if they're the same to and from. So I may have been taking my own reverse map.
Okay.
Oh, very interesting. Sarah or Sara?
Well, it is Sarah, but oftentimes people pronounce my name differently, and I come to like how they pronounce it, so I am fine if you want to call me Sarah.
Yeah,
Well, Sara, I do have to say that I like the way you think about direction and how to interpret where you're supposed to go and how to get there.
Oh, yay. I'm so happy to hear that. Even if I never see you in person, I'm glad I came all this way and did the hitchhiking to get here and explained the directions to the different truck drivers and gentlemen and families who gave me a ride. And however I get back, I'm just going to be grateful all the way.
what a wonderful attitude. That's our Sarah. Well,
Seth, were you able to get a ride from your roommates, your 5 roommates? Did they drive you here?
I actually borrowed a vehicle from Tech, not technology, TEK. His name is Tech. It's a person I know. He gave me his. It's sort of a biodiesel. I'd say a combination between a tricycle and a motorcycle and a car, but it does have a hemp covering, which got a little dicey when I hit the mountains because there is snow. Didn't know that, but I'm quite happy to be here, and I probably spent about as much fuel as a family-sized dinner from Kentucky Fried Chicken.
That is so neat. Deborah, Deborah, thank you for having us here. We are grateful to be in your space. I don't know anything about crystals except for the feeling that I have about them and some of the crystals I've bought. But can you tell us about some of your favorite crystals and maybe are any of them like where we are? Any of the crystals that you have?
Many of the crystals that I have come directly from this cave, but I have been all over the world, and I do want to give you a little overview of some of the crystals. And I don't think you can see, but on my lap I've got my several different kinds. So I'm going to walk you through some of them, and then maybe you'll be able to incorporate the energy and impulse that you receive from them. So I'm going to start with, this is lapis lazuli. It's beautiful. You can tell it's very blue.
Cutie patootie.
Lapis. And it's for clarity, integrity, and intuition. So Sara, I think this one is very much up your alley. And then I also have the amethyst. And this is the stone of peace. And you can see that I also wear it on my forehead so that I'm always at peace.
Is it in your forehead,
What?
Deborah? Is
Bora.
it your forehead? In it?
I wear it on my forehead. It's not actually in my forehead. As
Yes,
you can see.
she doesn't have it embedded in her skin, Sarah. Let's let Deborah teach you a little bit more about crystals.
I am very open to any questions as we go, because I want everyone to understand the healing power of what I have here.
I do know a bit about crystals, but I'm gonna turn it to Deborah. She's the foremost expert.
Oh, that's interesting to hear, Seth. I did not know that you also were into crystal.
I took a class from
Was it DeVry?
no, it was a symposium
Learning Annex?
in Tacoma, Washington. It was put on by Sri Ramachandra, who came from Bombay. Sarah, if you keep trying to finish my sentences, I'll never get the information out.
I always thought we were people that finished each other's sentences.
You are. Sorry, Deborah.
It's all right. I'm very interested in your relationship with each other.
Oh, it's loving colleagues.
It's the greatest relationship you could ever have with someone whose house you've never been to.
You've never been to his home?
No.
Has he ever been to your home?
Stars have not been aligned. I've been
invited many times to my home, and
I've been nearby. We work remotely, even here. This was to be our big reunion. But unfortunately, the directions did not work.
Well, the directions were perfect, so I'm unclear what's going on. But let me continue. I also have the rose quartz, and this one truly is the vibration of love. The vibration of love, rose quartz. And when you hold it in your hand, you really can feel the vibration.
It's true.
It is true. And then we go on to the red jasper.
Deborah, I hate to interrupt, but in the preliminary reading of your background, I read something about that you have actually encountered a new point of view on what the different crystals are for. That's a little controversial.
Well, because I have the largest collection of crystals in North America, and I would say some parts of South America and Central America, but because I have so many of them, and because I'm so perfectly in tune to the vibrations, to the healing energy, I have discovered that there are different interpretations or different reasons for different crystals than books and the common knowledge would say that they're for.
Yes. Thank you.
That is truly inspiring to hear. I haven't been able to learn a lot from books either. So I get that where you kind of design something versus letting a book tell you something.
I did go to a lot of libraries when I was coming up of age, but really it is my cave, my collection of crystals that really make me who I am today.
It's no surprise that you have a different viewpoint than most because you live within a crystal.
I do.
Oh dear.
I'm very touched that you both understand my passion.
Can you show us some of the crystals inside your little cove that you're in?
Oh yes.
Oh, well, I do have many crystals here. I'm sorry you can't really see, but I have many. These are just tiny crystals that I find when I'm walking through the cave. And Sara, I did mention this earlier, when you lick them, you may have some extrasensory perception of the world. So I have the small crystals that I have encountered in the cave. And then, of course, I do have my crystals here.
And
Uh-oh.
those have
One of
legs.
them just tried to run away.
Oh, because I thought they had legs. So that must mean they
No,
tried to
that's
run away.
Brad. Brad is always trying to separate himself from the other crystals.
I did see his full legs and his little
Name
arms coming out.
You name them. That's so fun.
I do name them, yes. Yes, they all have their own personalities, their own heartbeat.
I only wish we could actually be there to touch them and feel them. That would be so wonderful.
Well, yes, that was the plan. And
Yes, it was.
yes.
A little disappointing, but
Very disappointing that you couldn't follow simple directions.
I think that I'm trying very hard to let the energy of these caves influence my mood and just bring me up, up, up and into an optimistic pose.
Good. That's exactly the purpose of the cave.
I am feeling warm by the fires. They are warming me.
Fires?
Fires.
The fires around. Aren't there fires around?
No, not where I am.
Are there fires around you? And they're hot?
Let me touch.
Well, I mean, do we have to teach you not to touch fire?
I'm just trying to understand. Don't touch.
Yes, her house is on fire, is what you're telling her.
I don't quite understand, but like, are there flames? What's happening?
Oh, it turned into a flower. Oh, good. That's much better.
Oh, you're starting to.
She licked the wall.
Yes, I think that's wonderful. I'm so happy that you're at the beginning of your experience.
Yes, as am I. Let's all lick a wall. My issue is slightly different, which is that I on my drive up here, it was so long, I wanted to be on time. It's a Western construct, I know, but I failed to stop at any gas stations, and so I do need to urinate terribly. I don't seem to find a restroom. I'm quite concerned that I may just have to go where I stand.
Please, again, respect the cave.
Yes, I am endeavoring to give it all of my respect and reverence. My bladder has other ideas. But I may have to pop out at a certain point. I'm not a camper. Let's say I was raised in the library, and
Seth, I'm sensing that you're having a hard time letting go of your inability to find me. So what I'm going to do, it feels like there's negativity flowing right now. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold, this is Joshua, and he is what is called a selenite charging plate, and it's a shield from negative energy. So I'm going to hold it for the rest of our conversation. Just decreasing the energy flowing.
Wow.
My energy is entirely positive. It's just I need to pee.
Could I get one of those charging plates just for my phone?
This is more of energy in the universe.
Oh, okay. So not for my phone. Okay.
Well, I've never tried it on a phone.
It's not perchance issued by Apple.
Again, Seth, I'm holding on to.
Okay, that was a joke. All right, okay. You know what would be interesting, Deborah? Sara and I were discussing sort of a merging of your domain and ours? Is there a way that we could maybe, I don't know, link to each other online? Perhaps we have a great following. We could distribute your crystals through our own mechanism, and maybe take a percentage, but get them out there, really get them out there for you.
Well, I do already have a system in place for distribution of the crystals, but there is no, it's not about money. It's about
No,
energy.
right.
It's about healing.
It's all about healing. And that's
Yeah.
what we're about, wellness. We are trying to bring the wellness of our society up because it needs it so badly.
Yes, yes, yes.
How would you feel about just saying the words, see you in health with Seth and Sara? Just a quick drop.
I'm not a person who advertises,
No.
so I'm not completely comfortable with
Absolutely.
making an ad. Yeah.
Understood. Understood. You're in a different space.
Yes,
It's a
She is in a
spiritual.
I'm in a very spiritual crystal place. Yes.
We are more in a marketplace anyway. But you do know the name of our program, yes?
I do.
I do too.
Of course you do, Sarah. We say it every time.
See you in health.
Let's all say it. See you in health.
See you in health.
I do know the name of your program, but See You in Health with Sara and Seth sounds a little better to me than See You in Health with Seth and Sara.
You know, I see what you're saying about that, but Seth really said that his name should go first because he's, he does more of the work, he says, and he has more of the knowledge, he says. And so for those reasons, we put his name first, and I agreed with him with what he said about what he says and what he does.
But thank you for the feedback. I really do have to say that your take on crystals is so groundbreaking. Even here on the ow! Oh God! Oh my goodness! Seems that one of these crystals, I've dislodged it, and it fell on my baby toe.
Well, I think that you have just learned something very important in the cave. And that is, if you have negative energy, it does really make the crystals vibrate. And perhaps your negative energy just really vibrated that crystal to fall. But I want to assure you that you have just been hit with amazonite. And amazonite, not only is it good luck, but in my research, I have found that it also helps heal injuries. So you are very lucky that it fell on you.
Amazing night.
I'm sorry. You're telling me that the rock that fell on my toe is going to heal it from the injury it created?
Well, let's be clear what created the injury. It's the vibration.
I
But
see.
the crystal may have landed on you, but it's going to heal you. This is the magic of crystals, and this is the magic of this cave.
If you'll excuse me, I must take a break from this wonderful lesson on crystals, and I had mentioned earlier that I do the call of nature is calling. Oh dear. Well,
Seth, did you pee?
it's happening. but that is nature, and so sorry. Should we?
I do have to say, due to the negativity and the fact that you just defiled my home, my chakras are out of balance and the interview is over. I'm sorry, Sara. I really enjoyed this, but the interview's over. I must remove myself from the interview.
Before you go, can you maybe tell us how to get out of here? Because
I'm out.
She hung up.
what? Who does that? I'm sorry, we're in a cave in the middle of nowhere. I feel like we were lured here on false pretenses because I'm not getting any kind of energy. And she obviously had no intention of us going into that lovely abode that she was in. I mean, is that like carved in here or something? How is that not defiling the mountain? You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying, and defiling a mountain is not good, Seth.
It's
I
not.
think you're right. She defiled the mountain before you defiled the mountain. You
She-
both defiled it, but she did it first.
She defiled the mountain when she decided I'm gonna live in that mountain and built whatever the fuck that is that she lives in. It looks like an office. Is she even in this mountain? I'm beginning to think we've been had. I hate to say this, but you know, this crystal mumbo jumbo is a crock.
I am so glad that the recording stopped when she hung up.
This is a live stream. Did we not mention that?
What do you mean?
This is a live stream. There are 295 people watching this right now.